Gratitude is a great attitude. Children, this 2020 pandemic taught us one thing, that look, no matter what you are going through, you still have a chance to say thanks to God. So, as we start the new year, let's not forget to thank God. Thank you, Almighty. Wish you Happy New Year. May the stars shine upon your life. May gorgeous flowers blossoms your life. May the new year rock your life. And may God bless and protect you and your family all through the year. Once again, Happy New Year. Children, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to see Civics, Unit 4. The topic is Human Rights and UNO. UNO means United Nations Organization. First, introduction. Everybody is born equal. Each individual in the world has the rights to lead a dignified life of his or her own choice. Human rights are related to individuals and society. Human rights denotes all those rights that are inherent and ensure that we live as free people and exercise our choices. Inherent means basic quality that cannot be removed. The state's role is to ensure that people have equal rights. Next, we are going to see what are human rights. Human rights are inherent to all human beings, regardless to race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, and religion. Human rights includes freedom for slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression and fair trial, the right to life, work and education. Written precursors of human rights. Precursors means ancestors. The Magna Carta of 1215 England gave people new rights. The Petition of Rights 1628 England set out the rights of the people. The Habeas Corpus Act of 1679 England, an act for better securing liberty of the subject. The English Bill of Rights of 1689 set out certain basic civil rights. The French Declaration on the Rights of Man and Citizen 1789, a document of France that all citizens are equal under the law. The U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights 1791 safeguards the rights of the citizen. The next one is Birth of United Nations. The idea of human rights emerged stronger after the Second World War. People wanted to ensure that never again would anyone be unjustly denied life, freedom, food, shelter, and nationality. Played a critical role in the San Francisco meeting in which the United Nations Charter was drafted in 1945. The United Nations Organization, that means UNO, which was established on 24th October 1945, took up the issue. Human rights is an important theme in all UN policies and programs in the areas of peace and security, development, humanitarian assistance, and economic and social affairs. The next one is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that is UDHR. The UN established a Commission on Human Rights, the Commission guided by Eleanor Roosevelt. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by UN General Assembly in 1948. The declaration was proclaimed by the UN General Assembly in Paris, France on 10th December. The 10th December is observed as Human Rights Day, and it regularly observed comments from 1950. It is also known as Modern International Magna Carta of Human Rights. The Cyrus Cylinder, 539 BC. Cyrus the Great, the first king of ancient Persia, freed the slaves and declared that all people have the rights to choose their own religion and established racial equality. Recorded on a baked clay cylinder in an Akkadian language in cuneiform script. It is a kind of a script. It is translated into all 6 official languages of the United Nations. Next one is human rights are based on the values of dignity, justice, equality. Dignity, the right to life, the right to integrity, the prohibition of enforced labor, slavery, and degrading punishment. Next, justice, the right to fair trial, proportional punishment to crime, the right not to be trialed more than once for the same crime. Equality, equality before law, no discrimination. Discrimination means partiality on race, religion, gender, age, ability or disability, etc. Basic characteristics of human rights. They are inherent, fundamental, inalienable, indivisible, universal, interdependent. Inherent means they are not granted by any person or authority. Fundamental means they are fundamental rights because without them the life and dignity of man will be meaningless. Inalienable, they cannot be taken away from the individual. Indivisible means they cannot be denied even when other rights have already been enjoyed. Universal, they are universal. They apply irrespective of one's origin or status. They are enforceable without national border. Interdependent, they are interdependent because the fulfillment or exercise of one human rights cannot be had without the realization of the others. Students, when and why the Human Rights Day is celebrated? Human Rights Day is celebrated annually on 10th December every year. When it is celebrated on 10th December every year, it is to honor the United Nations General Assembly for declaring the human rights universally. Now we are going to see about kinds of human rights. There are 30 articles incorporated in Universal Declaration of Human Rights. First one is civil rights, political rights, social rights, economic rights, cultural rights. The first one is civil rights. The term civil rights refers to the basic rights. This is the right to be treated as an equal to anyone else. It includes the rights to life, liberty, freedom from slavery, and arbitrary arrest. That means without evidence. The next one is political rights. The civil and political rights are directly related to modern democracy. They protect the individuals from the misuse of political power. It includes the freedom of expression and peaceful assembly, the right to take part in the government of one's country, the right to vote, the freedom of speech, and obtain information. The next one is social rights. It is necessary for an individual to fully participate in the society. Social rights are those rights necessary for an adequate standard of living, including the rights to education, health care, food, clothing, shelter, and social security. Next one is economic rights. Economic rights guarantee every person to have condition under which they are able to meet their needs. This includes the rights to employment and fair wages, the reasonable limitation of working hours, shelter, education, and adequate standard of living, and the right to poverty. The last one is cultural rights. The right to freedom of religion and to speak the language and to practice the cultural life of the community. The right to share in scientific advancement and right to the protection of moral and material interest. Next one is Human Rights Commission. National level and state level human rights commissions were established to ensure the protection of human rights. First one is National Human Rights Commission, that is NHRC. The National Human Rights Commission of India was established on 12th October 1993. It is an independent, statutory, that means controlled by law, and constitutional body. Its headquarters is located in New Delhi. Statutory means controlled by law. NHRC have 5 divisions: Law Division, Investigation Division, Policy Research and Programs Division, Training Division, and Administrative Division. The Human Rights Commission is responsible for the protection and promotion of human rights in India. The National Human Rights Commission is responsible for the protection and promotion of human rights in India. Next one is State Human Rights Commission, that is SHRC. The State Human Rights Commission of Tamil Nadu was formed on 17th April 1997. It functions as the state level. A state human rights commission can inquire into violence of human rights related to subjects covered under state list and concurrent list in the 7th schedule of Indian Constitution. Next one is Human Rights Organization. Many organizations to protect human rights and for ending human rights abuses. These non-governmental organizations monitor the action of governments and pressure them to act according to human rights principles. Some of these organizations are Amnesty International, that is a private international, Children's Defense Fund, Human Rights Watch. Constitution Article. Article 24 prohibits child labor. Article 39F provides for children to develop in healthy manner. Article 45 provides that the state shall endeavour to provide early childhood care and education for all children until they complete the age of 6 years. Now we are going to see about child rights. A child means every human being belong the age of 18 years. The Convention on the Rights of the Child was proclaimed by UN on 20th November 1989. The child is considered as an important national asset. There are laws in India protecting the child rights of children. UNO has declared 1978 as International Year of Women. 1979 as the International Year of Children. The first protection is Right to Education Act. Article 21A provides that the state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children aged 6 to 14 years. The Child Labour Act, Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986. It provides no child who has not completed 15 years of age can be employed. The Juvenile Justice Act 2000, Care and Protection of Children. Juvenile means child or below the age. POCSO Act 2012, Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, regards the best interest of children as being paramount important in every state. 1098 Childline. This is India's first 24 hours free emergency phone service for children in need of assistance. Special care is given for vulnerable children, those affected by child labor, child marriage, and children affected by any abuse. The next important thing is women's rights. Women and girls' rights and human rights. This is fundamental to achieve human rights, peace and security and sustainable development. Charter of United Nations guarantees equal rights to both women and men. The United Nations Development Fund for Women has worked since 1995 to implement the BGM platform for action. Only when women and girls have full access to their rights to true equality exist. Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizen Act 2007. This act makes its legal obligation for children and higher to provide maintenance to senior citizens and parents. Legislation and provinces. The Hindu Widow Remarriage Act 1856 legalized widow remarriage. The Hindu Marriage Act 1955 states that the marriageable age for women is 21. The Hindu Succession Act 1956 ensured the rights to women to inherit their parental property. The Dowry Prohibition Act 1961 provides drastic punishment for those ill-treating the bride in the name of dowry. The Eve Teasing Act 1997 gives relief to women. Indecent Representation Act 1999 prohibits the indecent representation of women. The Factory Act 1948, the Plantation Labor Act 1951, the Mines Act 1952, the Maternity Benefit Act 1961 protects the women workers. Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 protects women from harassment by husband and family members. Next, we are coming to the conclusion. Human rights are about equality and fairness. The protection of human rights is everyone's responsibility. Human rights provides the foundation for peace, harmony, security, and freedom in community. Children, I hope you all have understood the lesson Human Rights and UNO. See to the book back exercises and mark all the question and answers and learn well. Thank you.